Hey guys, and welcome to the Haunted Beauty Diaries podcast. I'm your host, Miss Brian. We have a lot to cover in this week's episode. First, we're creating a dramatic smoky eye. Then, we'll dive into the history of the Dead Children's Playground and the urban legend of black-eyed children. I'll also touch on my weight loss journey, life motivation, and the latest updates on Camila Cabello and Ariana Grande. Did you know Makeup by Mario is launching a new Super Shine lip gloss this month? And speaking of lip gloss, Fenty Beauty by Ariana is releasing the new Gloss Bomb Shimmer Sticks, which will definitely be the hype of the summer. I hope you enjoy the interesting topics I've lined up. Stay tuned until the end to see the results of my makeup look, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Engaging with the content helps push my channel on the platform. Thanks for your support, and let's get started. I'm not going to dive too deep into my personal life right now because later in this episode we'll be discussing my weight loss journey and life motivation. If I went into a full deep dive now, the whole podcast would be about me, and I don't want that. So we're just covering the highlights, what I'm working on, what I'm struggling with, and so on. I stopped studying for my G1 a while ago. I still have some momentum to keep going, but I'm also struggling with the aftermath, waiting for the results, memorizing everything, and the fear of failing and having to redo it. That's not what I want, so I took a break. I'm also trying to find a consistent YouTube schedule for all my channels, but life keeps getting in the way. I struggle with finding time to film and coming up with content ideas. I also need to record my new covers, Sand by Dove Cameron and Tornado Warnings by Sabrina Carpenter, but I haven't had the chance yet. I'm waiting for the right time, which means being home alone, so I can record in the shower. If not, I'll go to my dad's van in the garage where no one will hear me. It has to be when everyone is either busy sleeping, playing music, or watching movies, basically when I can sing without worrying about anyone listening. But yeah, if I'm locked in a van in the garage, I doubt they'll hear me from inside the house. Right now, I have no plans, nothing to look forward to. I really wanted to buy short and sweet tickets for Sabrina Carpenter, but they sold out before I even had the chance to save. I did see her last year, which was amazing, but I wanted to go again, especially because 15 Minutes from the deluxe album is my new favorite, and I was excited to hear it live. A friend of mine planned to go with me and was supposed to buy the tickets, but she had issues with her bank, so we couldn't get them. I did my part. I was in the queue right at the time of sale, but it just didn't work out. I've also waited my whole life to see Camila Cabello live. COVID ruined my chance to see her romance tour, and now that she's finally headlining her own tour, she's not coming to Toronto. I hate that. Speaking of concerts, I'd love to see BTR, but they aren't coming here either, and Matt Bennett's I Party with Victorious is happening, but I'd need a ride, a plan, and to save money. There's also a YouTuber I like doing a meet and greet in Toronto, which means more planning, saving, and hoping I can get there. There's so much happening, and I don't have some money for everything. I have to pick one event, and I'm struggling with deciding which one is worth saving for, especially since BTR might announce more dates for their global tour, but when? It could be the summer next year or even later. I have nothing to look forward to, no vacation, no trips, nothing. And honestly, I doubt I'll end up going to any upcoming events. But that's not going to bring me down. There's more to life than what's happening right now, and maybe something good is coming, something that'll give me a great experience, or at least a good video out of it. For now, I'm focusing on getting a job. I'm actively job hunting and working on my personal growth and development, which honestly feels like a full-time job itself. Becoming a better person focusing on what makes me happy, improving my mental health, staying motivated, and continuing my weight loss journey. Those are the things that keep me going. People always ask what keeps me motivated, and I'll dive deeper into that later in this episode. Anyway, let's get into the history of the Dead Children's Playground. Have you heard of a place called the Dead Children's Playground? I know, it's a sad nickname, but kind of cool, right? Hear me out. This playground is located inside a cemetery. I don't know if that's a common thing, but in this area it exists, and it's reportedly haunted. People have seen the swings move on their own. Others claim to hear children laughing when no one's around, and apparently nighttime is when all the paranormal activity really kicks in. Right now, it's a hotspot for YouTube investigators, so I haven't heard any recent updates. But let's go back and dive into the history of the Dead Children's Playground, because this place has a story to tell. Located in Huntsville, Alabama, this eerie playground sits within Maple Hill Cemetery, the oldest and largest cemetery in the city. The cemetery dates back to 1822, and over time it expanded to include a small playground nestled within its grounds. While it might seem unusual to have a playground in a graveyard, it was originally built as a place for children to play while visiting loved ones buried there. The haunting legends tied to the playground stem from tragic events in the area's past. Some believe the spirits of children buried in Maple Hill linger here, still wanting a place to play. Others connect the paranormal activity to a much darker tale. That during the 1960s, a series of children abductions took place, and the bodies of the missing children were allegedly discovered near the playground. There's no official record confirming this. The story has fueled the playground's eerie reputation. Visitors report seeing swings moving on their own, hearing disembodied giggles, and even spotting ghostly figures darting between the trees at night. The most famous claim is that if you leave candy or small toys on the playground, they might move or disappear entirely by the next morning. At one point, the city tried to remove the playground, replacing it with more cemetery plots, but after public outcry, it was rebuilt with modern equipment. Despite the changes, the hauntings never stopped. Today, the Dead Children's Playground remains one of Alabama's most infamous paranormal locations. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the chilling story surrounding this place makes it a must-visit for paranormal investigators and thrill seekers alike. So, what do you think? Haunted playground or just eerie folklore? Either way, it's definitely one of the strangest locations tied to the supernatural. Now, that's not all that's eerie. Let's dive into the creepy urban legend of the black-eyed children. If you haven't heard of them before, black-eyed children are unsettling figures described as pale-skinned kids, usually between the ages of 6 and 16, with completely blacked out eyes, no whites, no pupils. They're known for showing up unexpectedly often at night, knocking on doors, tapping on car windows, or approaching lone travelers, always asking to be let inside. The first widely known encounter with black-eyed children dates back to the 1990s when a Texas journalist named Brian Bessel shared his experience. He claimed 2 boys approached his car late at night asking for a ride. Something about them felt off. He described a deep sense of dread washing over him. When he finally noticed their completely black eyes, panic set in and he sped away. After sharing his story, more people came forward with eerily similar encounters. The most terrifying part, black-eyed children always insist on being invited in. Witnesses report feeling an overwhelming sense of fear or even paralysis when faced with them, as if they're being hypnotized. Those who refuse to let them inside describe how the children become persistent, sometimes even aggressive. But no one truly knows what happens if you say yes, because the few alleged cases where people did invite them in have only led to vague stories of misfortune, illness, or even disappearance. Some believe black-eyed children are ghosts, while others think they're demonic entities or something extraterrestrial. Theories range from government experiments to vampires, but no one knows for sure. Encounters have been reported all over the world, and while skeptics dismiss them as urban legend, the fear surrounding them is real. Many who claim to have seen them describe an instinctive terror that feels almost supernatural. So, are they just another internet myth, or is there something truly sinister lurking in the shadows? Either way, if you ever hear a knock late at night and see a child with pitch black eyes staring up at you, whatever you do, don't let them in. Wow, that was scary. First the dead children's playground, now black-eyed children. Which one freaks you out more? For me, definitely black-eyed children. I wouldn't mind investigating the dead children's playground at night. It doesn't seem that scary. I mean, I'd be paranoid, sure, but not completely spooked. Unless, of course, something actually happens, like seeing a ghost or a swing moving on its own. Now that would be insane to document. Honestly, I'm even planning to buy my plane ticket to check it out for myself. But black-eyed children, that's a whole different story. The idea that they can just show up unannounced anytime, anywhere, nope. I don't know how I'd react. I'd probably freeze, stare at their eyes just out of curiosity, then slam the door shut and be like, hell nah, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Anyway, let's shift gears and dive into the latest updates on Camila Cabello and Ariana Grande. So, what do we know about Camila Cabello's new boyfriend? Who is he? What does he do? As a Camilizer, I had to do some digging, and here's what I found. His name is Henry Jr. Chalhub. He's a Lebanese businessman, and from what I can see, he's pretty handsome. I even stumbled across a video of them at the beach where Camila looked amazing in a bikini and genuinely happy. That's all that matters, right? However, there was a comment saying she's trying to baby trap him, which caught me off guard. Apparently, it came from a blind item, but I'm not buying it. Anyway, I found an article with a timeline of their relationship, including their recent public outings. So they were seen together at New York Fashion Week and a Paris fashion show where Camila rocked a suit. Then they were spotted in Rome. He seems really supportive of her career, always accompanying her at events. They even shared a sweet kiss, which I thought was cute. As long as she's happy, that's all that matters. I do hope this relationship lasts. But I've noticed she's been in a new relationship every year. Now, speaking of Camila, she's heading on her first headlining tour, USC tour, this summer. So catch, it's international, so no Toronto stops, unfortunately. She's hitting places like London, Paris, and Amsterdam. I'd love to go to the Amsterdam show, but my vacation fund is still at $247, so I've got a ways to go before I can afford my dream solo trip by the end of the year. Moving on to Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande is set to release Eternal Sunshine Deluxe Brighter Days on March 28th. And I'm so excited. She just revealed the track list today. Here's a quick rundown. Track 14, Intro End of the World Extended. Can't believe there's an extended version. I'm so ready for this. Track 15, Twilight Zone. Such a good name. Can't wait to hear it. Track 16, Warm. Track 17, Dandelion. I'm already claiming this as my favorite. Track 18, Past Life. Track 19, Hampstead. Not sure what this one means, but I'm intrigued. I'm also hoping there's a bonus track to make it an even 20 songs. We'll see. Ariana also shared the cover art for the deluxe album, which features a woman in a white dress floating towards the light. It's a little mysterious. I'm not sure if it's part of some music video or something more symbolic, but I'm excited to see what it means. In addition, you can pre-order physical copies of the album, including vinyls and CDs on our site. Also, keep an eye out for 8 new blush shades from her Rem Beauty line. Check them out on her page. So that's all the latest on Camila Cabello and Ariana Grande. Now you're all caught up. Let's move on to what's trending in the beauty industry. Makeup by Mario is releasing a brand new Super Shine lip gloss this month, available in several shades: Perfect Pink, Rose Water, Rustic Pink, Dragon Fruit, Midnight Mauve, Sunlit, Rose Crush, Cocoa, Bear, Watermelon, and Berry. Fenty Beauty by Rihanna is also dropping a new lip gloss this month, Gloss Bomb Shimmer Sticks. These come with new lip liners too. The glosses are lip balms with glitter and come in 6 shades: Hot Chocolate, Icy Amethyst, Fenty Glow Fussy, and Flamingo Fling. They look amazing and I'm obsessed. Definitely a must buy. I can't wait for the release, and I'll be getting some when they drop. Now let's dive into my weight loss journey, mental health, and life motivation. Going to the gym consistently isn't a problem for me. My only challenge is relying on my sister for transportation. She's busy with school, work, and volunteering for her placement hours, so I work around her schedule. I used to go 5 to 6 days a week, but now it's 2 to 3 days. I either go Tuesday, Wednesday, and sometimes Thursday or Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If my parents are available, they drive me, but most of the time it's my sister. And I don't walk in the winter because I avoid the cold, wet, and icy sidewalks. I'll walk more in spring and summer, which will help me reach 5 to 6 days a week. Eventually, I plan to save money for Uber or the bus to make it easier. As for my weight loss, I'm not sure if I should call it a journey anymore. I focus on exercising, but my eating habits aren't ideal. I snack a lot and stick to unhealthy foods. And I'm working on improving my relationship with food. Right now, I'm just monitoring my food intake and working out consistently. I've noticed a difference when I stick to my routine, especially with my stamina. I run on this treadmill for 20 minutes a day, doing intervals of 10 to 30 seconds at a time. And I'm trying to build my stamina to run longer. I use various machines like the seated row, pull down, chest press, shoulder press, leg press, elliptical, treadmill, and bike. And I mix it up with dumbbells. I also work with a personal trainer who adds variety to my routine, and I track everything in a virtual training app. My current weight is between 210 to 212 pounds, down from 223, and my goal is 140 pounds, the weight my doctor recommends. I'm motivated by small milestones like being able to lift heavier things without having my arms shake or needing help from anyone, do a pull-up, and have my clothes fit better. I'm excited to see more changes in the future. Mentally, I'm not doing well. I try to stay distracted with positive thoughts and work, but it's hard. I've been struggling with sleep and the toll social media takes on my mental health. I know I need to put my phone down and focus on relaxing, but it's a challenge. Writing, recording my podcasts, and doing my makeup have been helping as they keep me focused and distracted. People have asked what motivates me, and honestly, it's the fact that I've never had a job. I've been job hunting for 15 years, and While I know the economy is a factor, I also blame myself for not being able to secure one. What motivates me is the desire for financial independence and stability. I want to have my own job and live independently. I'm focusing on this in my memoir and using it as a motivation to keep applying. At 27, I'm still in my childhood bedroom without a car, driver's license, or relationship experience. I feel behind my peers, but the thought of achieving independence keeps me going. I've always dreamed of owning my own house or apartment, and I won't stop working towards it. I hope you can relate to my story and that it inspires you to make a change in your own life. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Now let's move on to my non-sponsored shout out. I am the sponsor of this week's episode. Please follow me on all social media I have linked below. I'm on all platforms like Wattpad, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, RedNote, Snapchat, and YouTube. I write fanfiction on Wattpad. I love Cameron books. I write Cheryl Blossom and Tony Topaz from Riverdale Shouty books. And I have a popular fanfic called 50 Shades of Cameron. It has over 1K views. Also, I'm trying to grow on RedNote. I have been posting like I never stopped. I started it when everyone thought TikTok was going away, and I continued ever since. I never abandoned that app. So yeah, I post all my workout videos there. Also, I'm on YouTube. I have multiple channels under the same name as Brian. Just different pages for different things like makeup tutorials, vlogs, podcasting, singing, and more. I am also a journalist. I write pop culture articles on my site, anisabrian.com, and I recently posted a few blogs on Ariana Grande and Camila Cabello. So yeah, I hope you find me interesting enough to hit follow. I follow everyone back. Link in the description. That's it for this week's episode of the Haunted Beauty Diaries podcast. I hope you enjoyed the topics we covered. We discussed the latest updates on Camila Cabello and Ariana Grande, explored the creepy urban legend of black-eyed children, and delved into the history of the Dead Children's Playground. I also created a wicked smoky eye while talking about the new Super Shine lip gloss from Makeup by Mario and the Gloss Bomb Shimmer Sticks from Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. I love how the look turned out. If you do too, comment wicked smoky eye so I know you stayed until the end. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye!